planet of Calera hung in the vast darkness of the Epsilon cluster, a world scarred by endless droughts and barren lands. Its skies were a dull amber, and the soil cracked beneath the alien sun. The native species, small quadrupeds with fragile limbs, scavenged the arid terrain for the smallest scraps of nourishment. Their eyes, large and luminous, carried the weight of generations who had never known comfort. When humans arrived, their ships descended slowly from the black void, engines humming, a quiet promise of change. The aliens watched from the distance, uncertain and fearful. No species had ever come to Calera offering help without immediate demands. The humans, tall and upright, moved with calm purpose. Their clothing reflected the light without glaring, their tools hummed softly, and their presence radiated an energy of abundance. The first human to step onto the cracked Earth was named Eli. He carried nothing heavy, only a small device that pulsed with light. As he walked, the ground beneath him seemed to respond. Seeds sprouted where his boots pressed, streams appeared where he moved. And the aliens blinked in disbelief. One elder of the native species, stooped figure with mottled gray fur, approached cautiously. "Why do you bring life where there is none?" It asked through a translator device that converted its guttural sounds into speech. Eli smiled. "We call it abundance," he said. "We have learned to create it, to share it. You do not have to fight the earth for every drop or morsel." The elder tilted its head, confused. "And this? Abundance. How do you carry it? How do you know it will last?" Eli bent to plant another seed. It shimmered and grew into a towering plant within moments. It is not carried, it is created. The earth is generous when guided carefully. You can take what you need and still leave enough for tomorrow. The aliens gathered, whispering among themselves. Their world had never known such generosity. Their survival had been a constant struggle measured in rationed water and stolen fruit. To witness this was to question everything they had known. Over the next few days, humans moved quietly through Calera. They built devices to purify the brackish water, machines that captured moisture from the air, and fields where the barren soil could flourish. The aliens observed silently, sometimes attempting to help, but hesitant, unsure if this bounty was truly real. One evening, a young alien approached Eli. Its eyes reflected the red sunset. "Will this last?" it asked, voice trembling. Eli kneeled beside it. "It will last if you respect it. Abundance is not endless without care, but it is not fleeting either, if you understand balance." The alien shivered, a sensation of hope washing through its body. For the first time, it imagined a world where hunger was not a daily companion, where the next day did not hold fear. A week passed, and the humans continued their work. Forest of strange trees appeared where there had been only dust. Streams cut channels through the cracked ground, and the air itself seemed fresher, lighter. The aliens began to mimic the humans, building their own devices, experimenting with seeds and water, learning not just to survive, but to thrive. One day, an alien elder stood before Eli. Its voice was steady now, filled with something unfamiliar: gratitude. "Your people. You do not just survive. You flourish. You take what you need and still create more. How can a species do this?" Eli considered the question. "It comes from understanding limits and possibilities, from curiosity, from wanting to make life better, not just for oneself, but for everyone. That is what humans call overabundance. It is not waste. It is potential made real." The aliens listened in silence, their minds struggling to grasp the idea. In their world, abundance had always been a dream, a myth whispered in stories of long-forgotten lands. Humans had brought it to life before their eyes. Days later, a crisis arose. A sudden storm ripped through the newly grown fields, tearing roots from the soil and flooding streams into chaotic torrents. The aliens panicked, fearing the loss of everything they had gained. Humans, however, moved swiftly. They coordinated with the aliens, reinforcing structures, redirecting water, and repairing damaged machines. What could have been disaster became an opportunity to teach, Eli explained. Abundance is not only about growth. It is about resilience. You prepare, adapt, and protect what you have. After the storm passed, the aliens marveled at the unchanged forests, the resilient fields, and the creatures that had survived. Their world was still alive, more alive than ever, because humans had shown them how to respect abundance rather than fear it. Weeks turned into months, and Calera transformed. Where once there had been emptiness, there were gardens, flowing streams, and thriving wildlife. The aliens no longer scavenged. They created, cultivated, and nurtured. Their society changed quietly, but profoundly, guided by the principles humans had demonstrated. Before leaving, Eli addressed the gathered aliens. Abundance is not ours alone. It is something every species can learn. You have the tools, the knowledge, and the will. Use them wisely. Your world is now a testament to what can be achieved when life is valued and nurtured. The aliens watched the human ships ascend into the sky, leaving trails of shimmering light behind. Their hearts carried a new kind of hope. They no longer saw scarcity as destiny. They had glimpsed the potential of a species that had mastered overabundance and had shared it without expectation. In the years that followed, Calera continued to flourish. The lessons humans left behind became traditions. The seeds they planted became forests, and the water systems they built became lifelines for generations. Stories of the visitors from the stars passed from elder to young, each tale emphasizing the power of curiosity, resilience, generosity. Other species in the galaxy would come to know humans differently. To some, they were conquerors or colonizers. But to those who had experienced their gifts firsthand, humans were architects of possibility. They demonstrated that abundance was not merely a material state, but a philosophy of life. It was a promise that life could be more than survival. It could be thriving, growing, reaching beyond the limitations of the present. Calera's skies grew brighter over the years, its deserts becoming oases, its rivers flowing with clarity. The aliens walked proudly among their flourishing world, remembering the humans who had shown them what was possible. And in quiet moments, when the sun set over the golden plains, they whispered to one another the word Eli had taught them: overabundance. It was not just a concept. It was a vision of life that could be shared, multiplied, and respected. A vision that proved without doubt that humans, despite their flaws and contradictions, carried within them a spark that could ignite entire worlds. And somewhere among the stars, humans continued their journey, searching for the next world in need, carrying with them not weapons or dominance, but seeds, water, knowledge, and hope. They were an unstoppable force of creation, a reminder to the galaxy that life could always grow, and that overabundance was not greed, but the ultimate expression of intelligence, care, and humanity. The aliens of Calera would remember this lesson forever. They would never again see their world as limited. They would never again accept scarcity as fate. Thanks to humans, they now knew that abundance was a choice, a possibility, and a responsibility. The story of humans in Calera spread across the stars, whispered from one world to another. It became a legend, not of conquest, but of inspiration. In every corner of the galaxy, where life struggled against the odds, there was a hope that one day another species might arrive, bearing the gift of abundance, teaching that survival was only the beginning, and thriving was the destiny of those who dared to dream.